Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Missouri School Boards Association's Board Report for the month of May. We thank you for the opportunity to share some news and information during a few minutes of your board meeting. We begin with a look at this spring's Missouri Assessment Program testing. Because of the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on schools this year, the State Board of Education decided to continue with the annual MAP testing, but suspend the use of assessment results for accreditation and accountability purposes. Commissioner of Education Dr. Margie Van Dieven told those attending MSBA's recent legislative forum, "It's important to use the assessment results to determine where students are academically as we emerge from COVID-19.
But what we're hearing is that kids are actually doing okay so far on some of the reading. They're at least maintaining. We want to do better. We're focusing on literacy, but they're maintaining. Where they're falling behind is elementary math because of those discrete math skills that are very challenging to do at home a lot of. So in particular, families are more comfortable picking up a book and reading to kids and engaging in those, just like we just said our teachers are. And so some of the discrete math skills, look at that in your districts, look at that in your data right now, and let us know how they're doing, because I'm concerned about that.
Van Dieven says it's important to know what was effective for Missouri students during the pandemic, where inequities exist, and where to apply resources. The MAP testing window is open through May 28th. Meanwhile, school districts in Missouri and throughout the nation are making decisions about how to use significant new funding available through the American Rescue Plan. Part of that new law includes $7.1 billion to help close the digital divide in education and give school districts flexibility to meet local needs. In Missouri, it's estimated that as many as 23% of students do not have adequate internet access at home to allow them to do schoolwork online. The National School Boards Association is asking the Federal Communications Commission to distribute the new federal funding through the current E-rate program. NSBA's Chief Advocacy Officer, Chip Slavin, told those attending MSBA's legislative forum the money will help provide devices and internet connectivity to students, teachers, and others.
It's a complex, complicated problem. But it is not one. If you hear a legislator or a member of Congress saying, "Well, we just gave you $7 billion, so we fixed the problem," I can assure you, we have not fixed the problem. It's a help. It's a blessing to get it. It's going to make a difference for some students temporarily, but long term, this has got to be a key part. We're talking about school infrastructure and we're talking about equity, that we focus on closing this homework gap.
NSBA is emphasizing to the FCC the very different challenges public schools are facing with the digital divide based on their location, economic situation, and other factors, and that no one solution works for every school district or community. If you were just elected to your school board last month, congratulations and welcome to school board service. You're probably aware state law requires new board members to complete 18 and a half hours of training in your first 12 months of service. MSBA's free Certified Board Member Essential Training is approved by the State Board of Education to fulfill that requirement. A member of the Holden R3 Board of Education and a member of the MSBA Board of Directors, Georgia Jarman, believes it's important for newly elected board members to participate in the training as soon as possible.
I think one thing that is important to know is that we've all been to school, and so we believe that we know everything there is to know about school. But the reality is being a school board member is really an involved job. And to do it right, you need to understand the law, you need to understand your role, and you need to understand that everything you do needs to be guided by what's best for kids.
You can complete 10 and a half hours of training online and attend virtual or in-person interactive sessions for the remaining 8 hours. See the MSBA website for additional details. MSBA's Igniting Great Ideas Summit is set for June 18th and 19th in Springfield. This event features a wide range of topics and speakers related to school board leadership and current issues facing boards of education. We'll also be holding our June delegate assembly at the summit, when delegates will be electing statewide officers for the coming year. Every MSBA member board is entitled to have at least one voting delegate at the delegate assembly, and we urge your school board to be represented at this important meeting. You can watch video interviews with the candidates for state office posted on the MSBA website. Registration information on the Great Ideas Summit is posted on the MSBA website. Also, mark your calendar for the 2021 MSBA Annual Conference in cooperation with the Missouri Association of School Administrators to be held November 5th through 7th in Kansas City. The event will once again feature more than 100 sessions and workshops, many presented by school leaders from districts throughout the state, all in a new location in downtown Kansas City. In addition, MSBA's Center for Education Safety will be presenting its annual Safe Schools and Colleges Forum on November 4th, also in Kansas City. Get the latest information and guidance on school safety issues for those who govern and work in K-12 schools, colleges, and universities, as well as law enforcement officials. That's it for this month's edition of the MSBA Board Report. Thanks for allowing us to have some time at your board meeting, and so long from Columbia.